You couldn't tell by looking at them, but these chickens have an incurable disease. But honestly, they're thriving. So my chickens have what's called Mycoplasma Gallisepticum, or MG for short. Potentially up to 60% of backyard chickens might have this disease. So it's pretty common, but a lot of people don't know about it or have a lot of misconceptions about it. So I just wanted to make a small video today about how I manage my flock and how we found out about it and what we did and all of the steps that we took. So I don't think we've done a formal introduction yet, but here are our girls that we've had. We got them originally in maybe the first or second week of August last year in 2025. And so we have Soph Orpington, Erica the Egg Queen, Jang Yi Sao, named for a Asian female pirate who led a fleet of over 80,000 pirates. And then we also have Margaret Corbin, or Maggie for short, and she's named for a woman of the American Revolution, and she was the first woman to receive a pension for her service in the military. Mycoplasma Gallisepticum is a disease that primarily affects the respiratory system of the chickens, and so it can lead to wheezing or coughing, or in some instances it leads to like a foam in the eyes, and so it can also get pretty severe. It can lead to the chicken's death, but a lot of chickens that get it actually don't show any symptoms at all. So a lot of people who have chickens with this disease don't know for a long time until maybe the chickens get stressed out for whatever reason, and then that could cause symptoms to suddenly emerge. So when we got our chickens, they were about 4 weeks old, 5 weeks old, and within the first week, we started seeing signs of what we thought was pink eye. So we got a few over-the-counter options. We got like pink eye spray and a few other just general like first aid kit items for the chickens, some different eye drops, and that didn't help. We tried that for about a week and that didn't really help. So we ended up trying to find a vet in that time, and it took about a week to find one. And so we ended up taking one of the chickens to the vet, and the vet diagnosed him with the MG and gave us a prescription for tylosin and also for terramycin eye ointment. And the tylosin is a powder that you mix into the water and then give it to them in addition to their regular water, basically until the symptoms go away. So we did that, and it said to make a gallon or it said, the directions were for a gallon at a time, but instead we only did a quarter of a gallon at a time because the chickens were very small and they wouldn't drink that much water in a day, and you had to make a fresh one every day. So we did that, and we ended up giving them the antibiotics for about 2 weeks. And ever since then, they've been in great shape. I ended up finding some over-the-counter tylosin from a falconry website, so I have more of that on hand in case we have any issues in the future, but we haven't so far, and they're about a year old now, so fingers crossed that it stays that way. One of the reasons that the vet prescribed us tylosin and why I'm sticking with tylosin versus other antibiotics is because tylosin doesn't require any egg withdrawal, which is where you have to throw the eggs away during the chickens having a medication treatment. And so you don't have to get rid of any of your eggs. They're all still edible when you're treating with tylosin. And also it is sensitive enough to give to babies, as our chickens were prescribed it at 4 weeks old. So I know that it's going to be sensitive enough for our new younger chickens. So since we finished their antibiotics, that again took about 2 months of antibiotics for all of their symptoms to go away. We have had just on and off just a little bit of eye foaminess in a couple of them, and I'm not sure if maybe they pant a little bit more than regular chickens do because of this. But aside from that, and maybe they sneeze too, and I'm not sure if that's normal because, again, we're first-time chicken owners, and this happened to us right after we got our chickens, so it's just something that we've kind of had to deal with the whole time that we've had chickens. But unfortunately, we lost 2 of our chickens to a hawk a few weeks ago, and so we have taken that opportunity to expand our flock. And since our flock is positive for MG, we are taking steps to make sure that our new birds stay happy and healthy in their new home. And one of those things is going to be keeping a close eye on them for symptoms. And even if they don't show any symptoms, after about a week or two of letting them de-stress and seeing if any symptoms pop up, I'm going to give a round of tylosin to everybody in the coop, just since they're all being stressed, just a little bit of preventative maintenance for about 5 days. And if they do show any symptoms, either before or during that time, then I will give them the tylosin water until their symptoms go away. And I think that doing that and making sure that they stay well ventilated, which we do with their coop and their run, is our best bet at maintaining our healthy flock. So one of the specific things that we're doing this time when we got the chickens, again, our first round of chickens when we got them, they were only about 4 or 5 weeks old. But this time we went ahead and got chicks about twice that age. So these are pullets that we got that are about 8 to 10 weeks old. And so we thought that they would have a little bit of a better time adjusting and being introduced to our 1-year-old chickens, in addition to having a boosted immune system already versus being as young as our other birds were, because they all had a pretty rough time when they first got hit with the MG, when we first got them, when they were babies. So we're trying to just prevent them from getting as sick as the first batch, and we just want them to have a nice smooth transition and hopefully not become symptomatic at all. So here are the new babies. We got 4, and we have a new lavender Orpington. We have a Bielefelder, which we thought was going to be a Barnevelder, but we're pretty sure looking at her that she's a Bielefelder, which is just as good. They're pretty similar breeds, just from different countries. And then we also got 2 gold lace Wyandottes, and they're the 2 littlest ones there.
Enjoying their little greens.
So far, their little pen is inside the run with the rest of the chickens, but they're separated with some chicken wire, and they have all been interacting nicely. We haven't had anybody try to get at them through the cage, and everybody seems to be getting along through the cage anyway so far. So we're very hopeful for our new chicken expansion to go well.
She doesn't look like our other Barnevelders.
So our new young chickens are right in the run with the older chickens. They are separated with the chicken wire, and it gives them an opportunity to be close to the other chickens and exposed to them without having any direct exposure, like through pecking or scratching, so that they can kind of become exposed to the disease slowly through the aerosolation, as opposed to rapidly through cuts or through their droppings or anything like that. So if you got something useful out of this video, please like, and if you're interested in seeing more of my chickens and other things that I do here on the homestead, please subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.